एक बार चेक कर लें। हेलो एवरीवन एंड वेलकम बैक टू MUSC रेड डेविल्स NCR। वी आर बैक। कुछ ज्यादा टाइम नहीं हुआ था मैं गए हुए, बट क्या बोले, 3-2 कहने को तो ये बहुत बहुत बड़ी विक्ट्री है बिकॉज ऑफ द वे थिंग्स वर गोइंग। एंड अभी तक जितना टाइम हुआ स्ट्रीम को स्टार्ट हुए, हमने 2 मिनट 2 गोल खा लिए थे तब तक वो गेम में। सो दैट वाज द काइंड ऑफ स्टार्ट। आई ऑलमोस्ट ब्रोक माय टेबल धड़ धड़ करते करते, बट आई हैव विद मी एकदम अपना फेस चेंज करके, नेम चेंज करके, कहाँ हो होइलून और विशाल भाई। हाउ यू गाइस डूइंग मैन? कैसे हो? वेल तो आप दोनों।
भाई लाइफ तो मस्त चल रही है लेकिन मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड जीने नहीं देगी।
जीने नहीं देगी। आप बताओ
भाई मैं
कि
ऑफेंड हूँ भाई। मैंने अपना कोई नेम चेंज नहीं किया है, मेरा नेम ही यही है भाई। मैं कितनी बार बोलूँ कि मुझे रिस्पेक्ट दिया करो, मेरे पेरेंट्स ने ये नाम रखा है तो मैं क्या करूँ भाई।
सो सॉरी, सो सॉरी भाई, सो सॉरी, सो सॉरी।
ठीक है भाई।
बट आपको क्या लगा गेम देख के? व्हाट वर योर फर्स्ट थॉट्स?
भाई मैंने 15 मिनट बाद देखना शुरू किया और भाई मैंने देखते ही मेरे को लगा कि भाई बंद कर दूं भाई, बल्कि मेरे को लगा भाई सीज़न ही देखना बंद कर दूं। मेरे को बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था कि यार कि एकदम आते ही ऐसे ही एकदम से उड़ जाएंगे। भाई सबसे पहले तो सवाल ये आया कि भाई हॉयलैंड किधर है? किधर है हॉयलैंड? कहाँ हो भाई, कहाँ हो, किधर छुपे हो? भाई बंदे को लिया, इतना एक्साइटमेंट हुआ कि फाइनली ओडिया नंबर 9 आया, यंग सर आया है, प्रोबेबली हालैंड के लेवल का लग रहा है, प्रेस करेगा, एनर्जेटिक एनर्जेटिक रहेगा। वो कहाँ है भाई?
वो तो भाई that's a debate for another day, but विशाल भाई, आई होप आपने फर्स्ट मिनट से गेम देखा। क्या
किक ऑफ से भाई, किक ऑफ से
था
मतलब
भाई?
मतलब मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, सेकंड गोल जब गया तो जिसने गोल स्कोर किया वो खुद शॉक हो गया था कि गोल कैसे हो गया।
सही में। एंड नॉट जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द गोल, उसे लगा यार यूनाइटेड
एग्जैक्टली
के अगेंस्ट खेल रहे हैं हम, ओल्ड ट्रैफर्ड है
वो भी
ये।
5 मिनट में। कम ऑन
वही
यार, मतलब
5 रुपए। बट
मतलब जो जो नहीं
बट
देखा था ना, जो जो नहीं देखा था ना, सब कुछ देख लिया अभी। मतलब पता नहीं और क्या देखना बचा हुआ है अभी, बस
एंड
आई
इट्स
थिंक।
जस्ट थर्ड
पता
गेम
नहीं
ऑफ द
यार।
सीजन। सिर्फ तीसरा गेम है
एग्जैक्टली
सीजन का, एंड इट ऑलमोस्ट फील्स
एग्जैक्टली
लाइक एकदम थक गए भाई। सीजन करो भाई, सीजन करो, खत्म
ऐसे लग
करो।
रहा है कि मतलब लास्ट टाइम मई में जो छोड़ गए थे वहीं से स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं वापस।
एकदम एकदम।
भाई थक तो
कुशाग्र
गए
भाई इज
बहुत
प्रीटी
ज़्यादा।
पॉजिटिव। कुशाग्र भाई इज प्रीटी पॉजिटिव, सेज लक फेवर्स द ब्रेव। कौन था ब्रेव यहाँ पे बाय द वे? हम ब्रेव थे बाय नॉट ट्रैकिंग बैक इन द कॉर्नर। डू वी कॉल दैट ब्रेव? या उस कॉकीनेस को ब्रेवरी कहते हैं जो हमने एकदम, एक तो गंदा कॉर्नर लिया और उसके बाद नो वन वाज देयर टू ट्रैक बैक, और द ब्रेवरी इन व्हिच वी कुडंट इवन मार्क अ टॉडलर। बट एनीवेज मैन, कुछ लाइक हाउ वर द सेलिब्रेशंस आफ्टर द थर्ड गोल? डिड यू गाइस एक्सपेक्ट इट और डिड यू थिंक कि ना ये तो होना ही था? हॉयलुंड भाई।
इट
Yeah,
वाज
yeah,
एक्सपेक्टेड।
I expected it after the red card. I mean, it was in a pocket. वहाँ से अगर हारते तो बहुत ही disheartening होता भाई। इनफैक्ट अपने गोल के बाद उन्होंने सब्स्टिट्यूट किए और भाई they went on the front foot. They started pressing with 10 guys. भाई
दिस
10
वाज द
बंदे हैं भाई,
मोस्ट।
तीन, हाँ भाई 3-4 बंदे, 10 बंदे हैं, 4 बंदे तो आगे आ गए, बचे पीछे के 6 बंदे। उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा वो, और they could have gotten a third goal also. Very very close chances, very close chances they had. तो
एग्जैक्टली।
यार ये टीम का मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है भाई कि ये एग्जैक्टली अभी क्या बनना चाह रहा है, क्या बन रही है, क्योंकि पिछले साल से तो बहुत अलग है, बहुत डिफरेंट है। बट बहुत ज्यादा फ्लूइड हो गया है भाई, कुछ ज्यादा ही फ्लूइड हो गया है। कोई भी कहीं भी जा रहा है, डिफेंस मेरे को नजर नहीं आ रहा है कहीं भी। मार्टिनेज आई ऑलवेज सी हिम हाई।
रोमिंग अराउंड एकदम।
हाँ, अब नहीं, उसका इंस्ट्रक्शन रहेगा भाई, व्हाट ईडीएच वांट्स, ठीक है, बट इट्स नॉट वर्किंग यार, इट्स नॉट वर्किंग यार। वो
हाँ।
पुराने कर लो भाई, अपना सेट बैक कर लो, काउंटर करो, हार्ट अटैक मत दो भाई। एक गोल से जीतो भाई, बस, और
विशाल
क्या
भाई
है।
आप बताओ।
मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि इनको है ना गेम अवेयरनेस ही नहीं है बिल्कुल। मतलब ये पता नहीं कौन से लोक में खेलते रहते हैं।
धरती
यहाँ
लोग तो
पे
नहीं
देखा
लग
ना,
रहा है।
नहीं देखा ना ये जब उसको रेड कार्ड मिला ना, उसके बाद डेलो सो रहा है, मतलब लिटरली ओपन रुका है, सो गया था वो, मतलब लिटरली
That chance। यप यप यप। मतलब वो पता है
आराम
जब
से गोल कर
कैमरा
सकता
एंगल लास्ट टाइम दिखाया था
था।
ब्रूनो
हाँ,
पे, तो ब्रूनो को दिख रहा था कि वैसे देख रहा
दिख
था
रहा था
डैल।
कि
अरे
हाँ, देख रहा था
देखना
वहां
इधर,
पे।
इधर
मतलब हमको
देखना
समझ में
यार।
आ रहा है कि वहां पे मारेगा, तेरे इसको नहीं समझ में आ
हाँ,
रहा बिल्कुल।
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली मैन।
ठीक है यार,
बट नो
मतलब
नो मैन, मतलब हम लोग आए थे गेम में, वी वर थिंकिंग कि ओके वी कम इनटू द गेम नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट के अगेंस्ट है, ठीक है यार, आराम से खेलेंगे, थोड़ा मजा आएगा, एकदम बाउ बढ़िया मजा आएगा
वुल्स
बिकॉज
के साथ भी यही
हम
सोचा था भाई।
उसके साथ ये, दैट्स द थिंग, वी थॉट दैट अगेंस्ट वुल्व्स एज वेल, बट फकिंग हेल मैन, मतलब अब 2 गेम हो गए, एक वुल्व्स के साथ हमने हक दिया, यहाँ पर पॉइंट ब्लैंक हक ही दिया। So like
ऑलमोस्ट।
वार्निंग साइंस है या क्या है,
मतलब
मतलब लाइक क्या लगता है
आज
आपको?
तो मतलब ईटीएच आउट ट्रेंड होने वाला था भाई।
ना वो तो अलग एक्सट्रीमिज्म चलता है, वो तो दुनिया में बहुत है,
नहीं
बट
मतलब मैं यही बोल रहा हूँ, मतलब एक दिन के लिए तो चल ही जाता आज, लेकिन
फॉर
आर्सेनल ने
श्योर,
बचा लिया हमको। आर्सेनल ने बचा
फॉर
लिया
श्योर,
हमको।
फॉर श्योर। ऑयलन भाई क्या लगता है आपको, आर दीज डेंजर साइंस और इज इट जस्ट लाइक us trying to get back into the groove, या क्या डेंजर साइन है, क्या है?
भाई मैं बोलूँगा डेंजर साइन है यार, क्योंकि एक बार होता, दो बार होता, ये बहुत बार हो रहा है। और लाइक चलो इतिया जस्ट एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग, वी गिव हिम दैट क्रेडिट, बट अगर एक्सपेरिमेंट फेल कर रहा है तो भाई अब मत कर यार, क्योंकि हाँ दिस इज डेंजर साइन फॉर मी, क्योंकि सीजन ऐसे नहीं कर सकते भाई कंटिन्यू।
हाँ,
भाई कौन
fair
मेरे को
enough.
पागल बोल रहा है भाई, कौन है बंदा, इसको निकालो स्ट्रीम से।
राइट। एनीवे, सो एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग, बट वही आपने वॉल्टर वाइट के एक्सपेरिमेंट्स अगर काम नहीं आ रहे, सो आई थिंक वी शुड स्टिक टू द बेसिक्स। एरिक्सन था आज, मतलब आज की गेम इंसान कैसे ही डाइसेक्ट करेगा, लाइक you'd go to dissect it, but it was a different game. Like पहले 5 मिनट एक तरफ, पहले 4 मिनट एक तरफ, बाकी के 125 मिनट एक तरफ, क्योंकि पता नहीं 10-11 मिनट का तो मिलता है। So I don't know, man. Those who said ETH out in the starting should see that it was ETH who made the difference during halftime and team showed different. मतलब I don't know, man. ये जो हम सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे और लोग लिख रहे हैं कमबैक किंग्स और ये सब, मतलब नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट को कभी खेलते हुए देखा है? मतलब वो लोग ऐसे, अगर लोटस ऐसे खुला होता है ना, वैसे बंद हो गए थे। They were not
चलो
defensive. They were at
एक
ball.
स्टैट बताता हूँ। एक स्टैट बताता हूँ।
बताओ बताओ।
नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट बिफोर टुडे 29 टू यूनाइटेड। आज 2 गोल मारे 5 मिनट में।
Right, right. So it's Nottingham Forest 2 and 29 to United.
यस।
Right, there you go. So वो दो गोल पहले 5 मिनट में पड़े। See, obviously ETH out and वो वाला shit is not fair, obviously. But I don't know, man. मतलब we just don't look in the groove. Even when like after the 5 minutes, हमने मैट टर्नर को टेस्ट नहीं किया। हमने फिर वही इधर से उधर, उधर से इधर, इधर से उधर, वही ब्रूनो हाफ से शॉट ले रहा है, वही ये कर रहा है, ये वो। Ridbai says, Arsenal next. Nothing special happened. We shat, we cleaned, we got a win. We cleaned, but बदबू तो आती है ना, टट्टी फैलाओगे तो उस बदबू से हमें ट्रॉफी नहीं मिलेगी, is what I'm saying. And if we play something of these sorts against Arsenal, भाई क्या करेगी Arsenal? Do you think we can work like this against Arsenal? Oilun भाई.
भाई इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ टफ गेम, बट अभी आर्सेनल ने भी हक दिया है, तो भाई बैटल रहेगा कि कौन कितना कम हकता है। बैटल ये नहीं रहेगा भाई कि कौन कितना बढ़िया खेलता है, इट विल बी बैटल ऑफ हगार्स एंड द लेस हग विल टेक द गेम।
या अरे भाई, अब अपनी गैंग में आ गए। रुद्र भाई कह रहे हैं कि दिस टाइम नॉटिंघम इज आवर डायरेक्ट कॉम्पिटिटर्स द वे वी आर प्लेइंग। हाँ मतलब अब तो आई थिंक थ्री हॉर्स रेस है विशाल भाई, चेल्सी,
वो
नॉटिंघम और मैन यूनाइटेड।
वो एलेंगा को तो ना पकड़ के बजाना पड़ेगा अच्छे से। अपने यहाँ पे तो कभी खेला नहीं ऐसा।
भाई उसने खोल दिया था भाई, उसने बढ़िया चांस
एग्जैक्टली।
बना दिया था, बहुत बढ़िया खोल दिया था
मैन,
भाई।
मेरे को तो पक्का
उसको
लगा असिस्ट, असिस्ट क्रिस वुड का टैप इन और इलांगा का असिस्ट भाई। कैसेमीरो कर क्या रहा है? कैसेमीरो ऐसे अपनी बैलगाड़ी लेके आता है एकदम स्लो मोशन में, और वो अपने 6-7 स्लाइड टैकल, उसका यू नो व्हाट, एरन वैन बिसाका और कैसेमीरो दोनों टैकल करना भूल गए यार। वैन बिसाका का तीसरा स्ट्रेट येलो कार्ड है भाई। He's not getting those on point. उसका साल के 3 नहीं होते थे, and now he's all of a sudden on like 3-4 yellow cards. And oh, Mojo bhai, Mojo sir is here. Yeah. Hello sir. How are you? How did the win
हेलो मुझे
feel?
सर।
How did the win feel? I want to know.
Hi guys, nice to be on board with you guys after a long time.
Yes sir.
Hi.
How did the win feel?
It's a good roller coaster though. It was a good roller coaster. I loved it.
You loved it? पहले 5 minutes, summarize that. Like what was going on? Were you a part of the
See,
global warming you were pointing out?
I was actually, yes, I was. I mean, I wasn't, but I was going through the जो messages आ रहे थे सबके WhatsApp पे, and a complete fan meltdown यार। मतलब कोई ब्रूनो को गाली दे रहा है, कोई डिफेंस को गाली दे रहा है, कोई
Yeah.
उनाना को गाली दे रहा है, कोई टेनहाग आउट कर रहा है। मतलब फैंस का तो ये फिकल हाल हो गया, साली उनकी लुगाई औलाद भी पैदा करते, डीएनए टेस्ट के बाद भी सोचेंगे कि पड़ोसी का है। मतलब पहले डहे से प्रॉब्लम थी, अब ओनाना से प्रॉब्लम है, पहले इससे प्रॉब्लम थी, अब उससे प्रॉब्लम है। अबे यार, इट इज यू गॉट ब्लडी 100 more minutes to play यार, चिल आउट।
Fair enough. पर उस मोमेंट में तो एटलीस्ट चिल आउट तो, मतलब या ऑब्वियसली द आउट थिंग इज obviously
No,
not, but
it was comical. It was comical. I mean, I would say that one would expect, जो वो होता है ना कि भाई now that you have a ball playing goalkeeper, and I'm thinking अबे आधा फील्ड हो गया वही Onana, अबे आधे से और हो गया वही Onana, ये आ क्यों नहीं रहा है आगे? Am I missing something? Is he camouflaged in the colors of the grass? But no, I mean I was thinking he would come out and clear it, but it was a horror. मतलब how to concede from our own corner to be caught out on the break. And the second one was again a howler. Not a
Yeah.
single, not a single defender of ours, I think, got up beyond the length of the grass.
Yeah.
You are defending a corner. You're supposed to jump, head it away. They barely, went on their feet. Sorry, on the heels or whatever it is. But yeah, it was funny though. It was funny. उसके बाद जो WhatsApp messages शुरू हुए तो हाँ मजा आ गया.
विशाल भाई, ओनाना का हवाना हो गया था यार पहले गोल में. हाउ डिड यू समराइज दैट फर्स्ट गोल फ्रॉम द मोमेंट ब्रूनो किक्ड इट टू द
भाई
अरे
जैसे रैशफोर्ड ट्रैक बैक कर रहे देखा ना, मुझे पता चल गया गोल गया.
well like did you expect ओनाना टू कम आउट कि मतलब इतना बढ़िया मॉडर्न कीपर है एकदम हाफ लाइन पे? अरे कहां है,
नहीं
अरे
यार,
कहां है? हाँ
मुझे लगा वो गायब हो गया, मतलब कहीं पानी वानी पीने के लिए रुक गया ऐसा लग गया था मुझे वो पहले.
yeah.
No,
He
the,
did.
the, the problem the problem with that. Oops, hang on. Let me just sort out my camera.
Yeah. So like Ojus bhai says a brain fade of Onana. Second one was Licha missed the header and so did Bissu. It was like Bissu. ये तो पूरी टीम का adjective लग रहा है भाई. It was funny. Even the scorer of NFO misjudged it. Funny goal. It was funny goal, but clowns हम लग रहे थे after the first 5
You know,
minutes. Yeah.
like I was saying, the problem was the ease with which first, why was Rashford the last man defending our back line from our own corner? Secondly, even if he was, then how was he so easily brushed off by the Forest scorer? It was like he wasn't there. उसको धक्का मारा, छुई मुई सा बिल्कुल साइड पे हो गया, and then he was like, shit, I'm supposed to defend. He tried to run, he did catch him up, and maybe probably if they had another fraction of a second to go, Rashford would have made that tackle. But then it was a horrible goal to give away. Horrible.
Yeah, it reminded me of that Salah goal, जिसमें Daniel James एकदम track back कर रहा था, but he was no match physically to
Yeah.
Salah. But Hadi bhai, I come to you. So like,
Who is Hadi? Me?
Hoylun bhai, apologies. So yeah, so as I said, do you think there is a problem? Because I've noticed it since many games. Bruno Fernandes, like we have Eric Ramsey, who was the best set piece coach when he was at Chelsea, and we poached him from there. And we have, for the past 2 seasons, like we have had Luke Shaw, who has had a wonderful, stint whenever he has taken these free kicks and corners. We have Mount now. We have Eriksen. ये Bruno हमेशा लेता है, and I've seen at least 80% of his corners don't pass the first man. So, like, did you think like we need to change things up there, and did you think we did in the second half when we started to tweak things from our set pieces?
Well, set piece ka, I've always believed that we always have the manpower to do well. Like if you see earlier seasons also, we had very tall guys and very big guys in the box, but we couldn't make use of them. Even if the delivery was nice, the coordination wasn't there to get the ball and to get it in the back of the net. अभी जो ब्रूनो का फ्री किक रहा था, it was very cheeky, but again it should have been communicated before यार. At least डालो से बोल तो भाई मैं तेरे को दूंगा, रेडी रही हो. बंदा रेडी नहीं था, उसके पास बॉल आ गई एकदम से. So I would say yes, set piece does needs working on. We have a lot of talent there. Obviously Rashford with his knuckleballs. So we can shuffle a bit here and there. Bruno mostly
I think Rashford का it's always been कि मतलब he's not too involved physically. मतलब मेरी at least उससे problem रही है. Because what is the man doing defending counters? Like I don't know. Like Anthony or Rashford Anthony I get at 4 foot 2 inch. But Rashford is ठीक ठाक यार, मतलब like he shouldn't be defending counters, is it?
Yeah, he should have been. But yeah, again, Rashford is one of those players who's really good in one aspect of the game and not so good in the other aspects of the game. Rather than him being good defensively, it should have been somebody else at his place. In his place, he should have been way forward.
Yeah. So I come to you, Vishal bhai. मैंने इस बार 2 गैंग डेवलप कर ली इस गेम में. So 3 points is 3 points वाली गैंग जो एकदम आंख बंद कर रहे हैं, कान बंद एकदम अभी के टाइम पे कि नहीं हमें नहीं सुनना. We got the 3 points. We have 6 points in 3 games. Not too bad. Or are you in the second gang, which is nah, we are air, like this is danger, एकदम red cross वैसा. So like which gang do you which gang do you
मैं
fall
थर्ड
into
गैंग
right?
में हूँ, मैं थर्ड गैंग में हूँ।
अच्छा थर्ड गैंग कौन सा? बताओ
भाई
कौन सा?
देखो अभी तो देखो थर्ड मैच चल रहा है, डोंट जज एनीथिंग, दो वी आर वेरी बैड, वी आर वेरी बैड एंड
हम्म।
द टीम्स दैट वी आर प्लेइंग आर ओके, ठीक है, मतलब सिटी नहीं है, लिवरपूल नहीं है जो मतलब ठोक देंगे ऐसे खेलेंगे तो, राइट। तो आई थिंक या पूरा मतलब नंबर 9 आने दो अच्छे से, लेट्स सी देन व्हाट वी डू।
Fair enough. But like, does this ring any alarm bells? I don't think Glazers को कोई alarm bells
यस,
लग रही है, obviously because they are fucking
ब्लेजर्स को
deafened
कुछ
up.
नहीं होने वाला है।
वही, we hope the protest is still going on. We have obviously muted out the live coverage which is happening. मेरे मतलब I don't know, अभी ये कुछ दिखा नहीं रहे कैमरे में तो, because obviously
नहीं दिखाएंगे,
why would Sky Sports show
नहीं
much of it?
दिखाएंगे।
But anyways, so as I said, उनके उसमें तो नहीं बजेगा, but ये आर्नोल्ड वार्नोल्ड वाली गैंग है। मुझे सर, I come to you. Do you think
भाई
any
एक मीम आया है, if you can
any
see
sign?
this. It
Is
says
he driving
is he driving an F1 car?
Onana, oh, right. Yeah. Mockery to thi. But as I was saying, Moses, sir, I come to you. Do you think this rings any alarm bells? Ki Amrabat, koi centre back, koi maybe forward, kuch anything?
To the question that you just asked, ki, a win is a win, 3 point gang, or the performance was horrible. I would just say that I am in that 3 points is 3 points wala gang, right?
Okay.
Because jab last season, yeah, season after season, there are matches that Man City plays, और वो खराब खेलते हैं, but somehow they scrape a 1-0 win. Or when Arsenal is not playing well, they scrap a 2-1 win or something like that. And then we all are like, boy, they are non-stoppable and they are this and they are that. लेकिन हम जब खराब खेल के जीत रहे हैं, so 3 points mean nothing. We should be playing properly. At this rate, City will do this to us. City will do that to us. I mean, after the Brentford game last season, how many of us are seriously expecting that we're going to get hammered by Liverpool at Old Trafford? We didn't. We actually beat them. So ये जो you got to understand यार, बहुत कुछ, unfortunately, I mean, sorry for ranting about it, लेकिन बहुत कुछ lately with the younger lot is social media driven. And when you're predominantly social media driven, you forget the fact that you're playing a sport that is played by human beings, right? And it's a pinnacle of the sport. And there are psychological pressures on players which none of us can ever understand. So to think that they're going to be at their best for 50 odd games of the season and make sure that they're always scoring goals, playing fantastically well, it doesn't happen. I mean, we all know City were not at their best up until February of last season, right? But then they just went on a run. And if you catch that run, and if you go and look back at that run, they had about 3 or 4 games where they still weren't playing well. They basically scraped it 1-0 or something like that. So I am that old school, 3 point, bhaiya, 3 point hote hain, right? At the end of the season, when we sit here and talk, we got second place or whatever we get, and we got 86 points or 79 points. Nobody's going to look back and think, oh, remember that Nottingham Forest game? वहां पे हम ऐसा खेले थे, हम ऐसा नहीं खेले थे. No, at the end of the day, you're going to look at it: 80 points, 79 points, third in the table, fourth in the table, second in the table. I'm not going to first because that's far fetched, too much of a dream. But no, I'm the old school guy. 3 points is 3 points, right? वो एक अंग्रेजी में कहावत है ना, nobody cares who came first. What matters is who went home with the prom queen. 3 points is the prom queen. So now coming back to what you asked me, क्या था, मैं तेरा question ही भूल गया.
So I was basically saying that do you think it's alarm bells with regards to us trying to buy Amrabats of this world or
It is,
Todibo वगैरह
it
उसका?
is alarm bells, and the reason why I say that is, fine, we have let go of, we've made mockery of Fred and McTominay. McTominay deservingly a little more, but in a game like today, or in a game like Wolves, or in a game like Spurs, McTominay would have, Fred would have provided you that midfield resilience that we did not have. वो एक वो क्या नाम है उसका, गोल्ड ब्रिज यूज करता ना analogy, we are like a fucking donut, the midfield doesn't exist, the hole in the middle of the pitch. So Fred would have provided that that thing, that glue, that he would keep running around the place and make sure his resilience gives us that bit of a cover. Right now, we are fucking thin as a wafer, man. Anything can go through us. I mean, हम लोग ये कह रहे थे. I mean, this is another thing, right? We were a lot of social media fan pundits, Gyanis were talking about Mount being a waste of money and him coming along has led to a massive confusion in the midfield. Nottingham were cutting through our midfield in the first
Today as
half whenever
well.
they were trying to break. I mean, आज तो नहीं खेल रहा था Mount. So, I mean, with Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno, that midfield was getting run over. So, you're absolutely right. Alarm bells. What? Today is the 26th. You have 5 or 6 days left. And we need signings, man. We seriously need signings. Otherwise, this is going to be one hell of a long season. And you're looking at churning out something like what Chelsea churned out last year. And it's not going to be good. It's not going to be pleasant.
Yeah. Matlab, you said rightly 5-6 days bache, but I think it's going to take 5-6 minutes to get done Amrabat the way he's been waiting for us to.
I mean,
come
I totally understand because look, when shoves come to push, and when the entire environment or the entire space has got stinky like fucking shit, कहाँ से पैसा आता है Glazers का पास? I don't know, but they do land up giving us whatever they can. In terms of the signings, and having said that,
sir, that's the thing. They usually end up giving us Ryan Bertrand and ये सब जो आजकल news चल रही है.
नहीं वो तो देखो वो फालतू की news है. I would still say that Amrabat is possibly a likelihood signing, and if they really want, वो होता है ना, देखो अगर आप business में हो तो आप अपने asset को जब आप अच्छा कर रहे हो अपने asset को उतना ही invest और करोगे to make it even more successful. These fuckers, I don't know what book of business they run from. जहाँ ये successful होते हैं वहाँ ये पैसा नहीं लगाते कि साला और मर जाए, और जब मर जाता है तो फिर पैसा लगाते हैं.
I don't know. I'd call it the unfortunate beauty of United कि even though we're इतने बढ़िया इतना बड़ा club है, because like throughout these shitty 10 years we've still been in the top 3 most valuable clubs because that's just who we are.
No, what I'm trying to get is, you recall the last 10 years. Every time that we've been in Europa, the manager who's there has been given 4 to 5 signings. Yeah. Every time we get to Champions League, वो साला रो के अपने खून के आंसू बहा देगा, वो साले देंगे ही नहीं. ओ भाई, तुम्हारा product है, तुम्हारा business है, it has got to a level where it is now going to make better money. You're going to be, competing in the best club championship in the world. You may as well give the manager 4 to 5 players he needs. वो साले तभी नहीं देते. Now the challenge facing them is that Eric Ten Hag needs to be given 3 players, and I'm 100% on it. आएगा probably Amrabat ही, लेकिन he needs 3 players, and according to me, those 3 players are a centre back. Maguire needs to fuck off from here. 2, we need a midfield, so that's an Amrabat, and 3, if you really want to put the rabbit out of the hat, then get João Felix on loan.
Ooh. Felix on loan. ये तो मतलब खतरनाक वाला सीन हो गया.
But as look, do you really think with Martial जिस condition में वो आज दिख रहा था, ठीक है, he was not match fit. With what we've seen of Martial over 8 years, and with Højlund being the only other striker available, do you think you're going to be able to play 50 games a season and be successful? Yeah, or just says Pavard. Yeah, but I think Pavard is heading somewhere else now.
Yeah, वही कह रहे हैं. हाथ निकल गया हाथ से. To Inter, he's going to Inter. By the way, trivia, 300वां appearance था अपने Martial का. And scored 88 goals in that.
Oh, that's a lousy turnaround. That's a lousy return.
It is for sure. But like for some 300 games, like you couldn't imagine that he has played 300 games for United. But anyways, if we move on, that earlier point I want to drive it because it's somewhere that I also stand with this whole gang of 3 points or 3 points. But I sometimes differ from it because I believe if you win 10 games, like that's my ideology. If you win 10 games. Maybe you scrape out 3 results, like that's perfect, or maybe you scrape out 4 results. But अगर ये 3 गेम हुए, तीनों में हक दिया, मतलब you have to have, because over the long term, you're right, absolutely, sir. When we would look at it at the end of the season, we won't point out, अरे यार ये गंदा खेले. We'll only look at the points tally. You're absolutely right. But that points tally is this basically isn't a sustainable program. It's like you're not preparing for a test but then passing it instead. Passing. क्यों? क्योंकि तुमने जो पढ़ा उसी में से क्वेश्चन आ गए. जो पढ़ा, but then sometimes, because this is not a long-term strategy. and as these Arsenals and Liverpools and cities of this world, उनका उनका अच्छा ना खेलना and हमारा अच्छा ना खेलना are two different levels. उनका अच्छा ना खेलना still means them not being as open as a donut, or another word which I'm avoiding to use. उनका गंदा ना खेलना would be not creating many chances. हमारा गंदा ना खेलना would be getting ripped up at Old Trafford. So like they are two different sort of things. When City doesn't play well, they drop 10 games में 6 points. When we don't play well, we drop 18 out of the 10 games we play. So it's like जैसे वो कहते हैं ना, levels to this shit, mate. वैसा वाला सीन है. So हादी भाई, मैं आपके पास भी आऊंगा. Excuse me for the name again, but as I said, what gang? आप भी ये बीच में पढ़ रहे हो या left right कहाँ बैठ रहे हो आप?
नहीं भाई, आई एम दिस फील्स लाइक अ लॉस गैंग, क्योंकि इवन इफ वी गॉट 3 पॉइंट्स, आई एग्री विद व्हाटएवर मुझे सर एंड यू आर सेइंग, इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू मैटर एट द एंड ऑफ द सीजन. बट मेरे को यार अगर देखा जाए ना, मेरे को अंदर से अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. स्टार्टिंग से जब आई सॉ 2-0, it felt very bad, and even after how we played it, we did make a comeback though, but our final goal came from a penalty, and they were 10 men down, and despite being 10 men down, they really
Yeah.
pushed us really hard, really hard. It could have easily been 3-all. So yeah, this feels like a loss. Acha, I would like to point a very interesting fact what Mojo sir was saying about Glazer's business model. Maybe that business model isn't what maybe it seems like the business model isn't the footballing model at all. It is the viewership and the sponsor model. They've found a way to make really good money, and it's the same thing ever and ever again. It's rinse and repeat. You get them really hyped up, get a new manager, get the new signings, you start with a bang. You know, there are lots of promotion. It builds up, it dips, and now everybody's sulking. Now they fans need to clinch for some hope, and then you give them hope once again, and then again the viewership rises. Everybody gets more involved. So I think this model they have been following, it has been the same model since the past a decade or more than a decade. Yeah. It just rises and falls, rises and falls, rises and falls. That's the model they're making, and I think they're making a hell lot of money doing this. So they need to go without a doubt. I still hope that Qatari owner comes. He's going to bring a different model definitely into the game. And also, I think footballing wise, we are pressing very hard, very hard. It's almost like gegen press from Liverpool, and it's just not working. The players haven't have enough of experience with this. They're not in sync. We are getting opened like anything, like the other word you were about to say. We are open like that. So
Good.
and the players are getting injured
I
also.
wish I wish Bruno और डालो का ऐसा connection होता भाई. But yeah.
हाँ भाई, अपना इंजरी भी देखो भाई, कितना इंजरी है अपने पास. अभी 7वां 8 मैकटोमिने भी गया था आज, ऐसा लग रहा था. एंड ये इंजरी ऐसा नहीं है भाई कि किसी ने पैर तोड़ दिया, कोई आया भाई जिसने टैकल मार दिया भाई. ये खेलने वाला इंजरी है भाई, ये इनको भाग दौड़ के हुआ है. So this looks very worrisome. I don't know how ETS is going to manage this. Yes, we do need signings. अब बचा मार्केट में अमराबाट ही है, और मे बी राइट बैक में जैसे कि ओजस भाई सेट के गया हाथ से पावर्ड, या फीलिक्स मे बी ऑन लोन सीम लाइक गुड. वैसे भी सारा बंजारा बंदा है, वो
बारसा कर रहा है. So
उसका घर नहीं है भाई, वो उसको जो मिलेगा वो ले लेगा. वो क्या ही करेगा भाई, उसने अपना करियर बर्बाद कर लिया. बढ़िया करियर था उसका एथलेटिको में, फिर पता नहीं भाई क्या हो गया. एनीवेज, तो बट आई रियली मेरा नेम किधर है भाई, मेरा नाम तो लाओ भाई. हॉयलैंड किधर है भाई, मेन बंदा.
आ जाएगा. वो I think it's too crowded for now. But now, Vishal bhai, coming to you, good point there raised by Hoylund bhai, that basically what we were saying, that even after the fact that they were 10 men down, the last 20 minutes were very deflating. Like as like seeing as a from a point of view of a United fan, because we couldn't keep the ball for more than 30 seconds. Like it should have been set and done. We should have been pumping the third, the fourth, or the fifth goal, ऐसा कुछ करके. So वो थोड़ा सा होता कि even when we got the win, there is adrenaline through the veins. So like, what did you make of it, or was it just trying to get the 3 points home, or should it have been something more?
I think we went conservative after the third goal. We were just like passing the ball here and there, doing time pass. Last whistle, 3 points home. That's it. Like looking at the mentality of the players, it was like that.
Yeah. No, it was. And but again, we come back to the whole point. चाहे कितना ही कुछ भी बोल ले.
And we should not expect 5 or 6 goals from these guys.
Fair enough. But again, then where do we start? Because it's the same XI as last season almost, and of course we have had injuries here and there. But let's talk about one player who had to change positions, but I think was probably one of the brightest players today, Diogo Dalot for me. He slotted in perfectly. Wo
Yeah.
banda like Mojo sir, like what do you think? You seem to agree.
Look, there are two things which I noticed. One, Dalot playing left back. It seemed that he's been playing there for ages. मतलब ऐसा लग ही नहीं रहा था कि he's a right back. So and then when they were actually tracking back and then going further up in attack, and so he and Van Bissaka ran the socks off. So yes, if you talk about two positions where two players actually played brilliantly well, one was you pointing out Dalot, and the second was one guy returning to his natural position, which is Rashford coming in from the left.
Yep.
And that got us two goals. One was a penalty, and one was the first goal which Eriksen scored from his cross. So look, once Hadi Bhai's Hoyland comes back on the pitch, and then you're going to be, I think, seeing a more fluent United, wherein Anthony, Sancho, Garnacho, and Rashford coming in from the wings with somebody like Hoyland. I mean, look at those two. I mean, I think 7 or 8 times Rashford had the ball one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
And I was looking at the box. There was nobody in to cross it to.
Yeah.
मतलब Martial जैसा बंदा भी, who is supposed to be playing as a striker and is a striker, he's probably hovering around the 18-yard box rather than where she should be at the penalty spot. That's where the poachers like Haaland or Aguero or whosoever you would usually get the goals from. But Martial is always about 5 or 6 yards behind. Or these were the situations which happened about 7 to 8 times. So in terms of positions, I would say Dalot was brilliant. And the role that he played
do you think Anthony deserves a shout out as well?
Sorry?
Anthony deserves a shout out as well. Do you think?
Anthony deserves a shout out as well. I mean, look, the thing with Anthony is that, and that's a criticism that at times gets levied onto him a little too much. But then, what do you expect from a team that is so unbalanced at the moment? People call him a one-trick pony. He'll get the ball, he'll run to the byline, he'll cut inside, pass back, and try and curl it on the far corner.
Yeah.
What do you expect? Do you think we are आप आज से 2 साल पहले का भी या 2.5 साल पहले का भी यूनाइटेड का गेम देखो, when it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager, we were, whatever you say, we were counter-attacking team, but we were lethal at counter-attacking. Abhi to we are not even lethal at counter-attacking. Anthony gets the ball, he gets to the byline, and then he stops and then passes behind. Udhar se Sancho gets the ball, runs to the byline, and then passes the ball backwards, and the entire momentum is lost. So all I'm saying is Anthony, yes, was a lot better today. Rashford, because he played on the left wing, which is his strength, got us those 2 goals. Dalot, playing on left back as an inverted left back was brilliant. And even for that matter, Aaron Van Bissaka on the right as a right inverted defender was brilliant, because a lot of times both of them were literally in the midfield. You're giving support. Because if you notice, Nottingham Forest were very direct. They were going all through the middle to find their number 9, and then they were trying to spread it across. And in that ways, both Dalot and Van Bissaka were very effective in making sure after the first 5 minutes of a shocker, they pretty much figured it out that long ball marenge, number 9 ko jayega, number 9 will try and spread it, and that's where both Dalot and Van Bissaka were pretty decent after the first 5 minutes.
Fair enough. Varane was substituted after the halftime, and I don't think it was got to do with anything tactical.
That is why I say we still need a centre back, and Maguire needs to fuck off. Simple as that. Simple as that. देखिए, आप एक चीज समझो. Varane is injury prone, right? In one of those chats I shared in one of the fan groups, Varane has now missed something like 31 games across the last 2 seasons. that's almost 15 games a season, purely because of muscle injuries or one nag or the other here and there. And when Ten Hag is playing the system that Ten Hag is playing, you cannot possibly have a 31-year-old with aging muscles, you know, trying to defend when you might get caught on the break like we were today. So
Yeah.
I fear there might be a niggle that Varane has picked up. I
Yeah.
fear there may be a niggle that Casemiro has picked up. And so therefore, yes, Amrabat and a centre back are an absolute essential. Otherwise, guys, it's going to be one of those seasons. अभी तो season के 3 games हुए हैं. Next 2 games are Arsenal and Brighton. By the time we are done with those 2 games, we are getting into Champions League. You cannot possibly go into Champions League in the most elite club competition with Maguire as your centre back, yaar. Please, matlab, nahi yaar, nahi. So we need signings. We need 2 signings. जहां से Glazers को पैसा झाड़ के लाना है लाएं, निकलना है बेंचो दफा हो यहाँ से. I don't give a fuck. 2 player दे जाओ भाई, and ठीक है, get your shit out of here. And I somehow have a thing that come Christmas, I think the January transfer window will be good for us. I am 100% hopeful for that.
If we have a change of owners, that is.
We will,
Right?
we will, we will.
All right. Touch wood, touch wood, touch wood to that. But yeah, so coming to the last part of the video, which is us trying to rate players according to our liking. So we'll start off with the keeper. Circus 101. पहले 2 minute में. Circus 101. But people say he recovered well after that. Obviously, looked calm on the ball and stuff. And एक दो बार Chris Wood ने उसे तंग किया, but he was strong and firm in coming out. But there were also 2-3 times when he should have come out. And I don't know, मतलब दहिया ने उसे नोट वोट लिखा था क्या कि चल चल भाव आज आज अपन पार्टी में. But nah, apart from that. So what do you rate him? What do you rate him, Hadi bhai?
I would say 7.
7. Vishal?
7.5.
Sorry?
7.5.
7.5. Right. Mojo sir?
कुछ करने को था ही नहीं
Onana?
उसको, मतलब पहले 2 गोल के बाद.
Yeah, Onana.
Onana, I would rate him 5 because I personally believe he was a little indecisive in a lot of moments through the game. I was honestly expecting him to come off the line for the first game, and somehow I believe, right, and I'm not in any which way implying that De Gea versus Onana thing, but then if you have seen the goalkeeper of the past, then I would think that second goal, had De Gea been there, he was saving that. Because look at it, their attacker did not have a clean contact for the ball to go in. It wasn't as if it was head in very strongly. It just rippled in, and Onana just stood there. And even after that, there were a few moments that Onana was a little indecisive, and during the end, Onana was just kicking the ball long just to kill time.
Tactic हो गया था फिर, yeah.
So yeah, I would give him 5.
Fair.
Well, interestingly, on the official rating, Onana is rated 5. If you can, if it's not flipped,
Mojo sir?
he's rating 5.3. He's rated
There you
5.
go.
देखो, छोटा मुंह बड़ी बात. मैं कुछ ये सफेद दाढ़ी की कुछ दुहाई नहीं दे रहा हूँ, बट अगर पिछले 30 साल से फुटबॉल फॉलो कर रहा हूँ तो कुछ तो पता होगा यार.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You don't have to do us that dirty, sir. But let's keep moving. But let's go on to the fullbacks now. Dalot and Van Bissaka. Adi bhai.
Well, I would say Van Bissaka is 6.9 and Dalot is 6.6.
I think he's going.
No, that's my rating. What are you talking about? See,
All right,
Van Bissaka
Vishal.
and Dalot, they both were okay, but yeah, that's what I give them. Yeah.
Vishal bhai.
Dalot 6.5.
Okay.
Bissaka 7 यार. He was good.
Oh damn. Mojo sir.
He was good. मतलब आगे अच्छा खेला वो कल आज. Sorry.
Fair enough. Mojo sir.
Yeah, I would give both of them 7 because we want Dalot to come and fit in and fill Luke Shaw's shoes on the left back. Was a big fillip, and Aaron Van Bissaka is increasingly getting better and better as with his attacking game and his linkage with Anthony. So yeah, I would give both of them 7.
Yeah, the 2 centre backs obviously include Lindelof there as well. Adi bhai.
Yeah, so Martinez, I would give a 7. Varane, I would give a 6.5.
Okay.
And Lindelof, I would give him a 6.5 as well. मतलब ज़्यादा है नहीं कुछ यार इस गेम में ना,
Yeah.
रेटिंग सबका 7 7 6.5 ही रहने वाला है, मतलब कोई ऐसा
Yeah, yeah,
स्टैंड
yeah,
आउट
yeah.
रहा नहीं.
Yeah, we're yet to talk about Casemiro and Martial. तो रुक जाओगे. But Vishal bhai,
7, तीनों को 7.
7, fair enough. Mozu sir, you agree?
I would say Varane. I would say about 6. Lindelof, by the time he came on, I mean, Lindelof had an easier game because the reason why I say that is we very quickly scored the equalizer, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pressure goes right back on Nottingham Forest. So Lindelof, I would say 6. That didn't put any foot wrong. As far as Martinez is concerned, I would say he very quickly understood their number 9 game, and therefore, whenever the
Yeah.
goalkeeper was kicking long, he made sure he was in front of the number 9 to head the ball away or to win the tackle. So I would give Martinez a 7. Why Maguire? Fuck it. Varane a 6 and Lindelof a 6.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
Fair enough. Let's talk
I would
about
like to add. I
Casemiro,
would like
not
to add
just the
one thing.
rating.
Martinez actually. I would like to add one thing. Martinez made some really killer passes, especially that
Yeah.
one chance to Lindelof that he gave centre guard to centre back during towards the
Yeah,
end,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and also
Great,
switching the
great
plate.
goal
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah, and
Almost a
also
goal.
towards
Almost a goal.
Anthony. Yeah, almost a
Yeah,
goal
yeah, yeah,
towards
yeah.
his ex-teammate Anthony.
Yeah.
Martinez did some very good switching.
Fair. So now let's talk a bit about Casemiro. Not in detail, but yeah, just touching the bit. What's up with him? Rate him and like बताओ कि like is it just me who's over analyzing या मैं पगला गया हूँ agenda develop कर लिया है क्या? But like क्या हो रहा है ये like if I'm counting right, I'm not exaggerating. I'm just talking about slide tackles. He's missed 8 slide tackles. He's made about 3 4 in the last 3 games combined. And I looked at the stats. He has been dribbled past more than combined Liverpool. Sorry, Liverpool. They don't have a CDM. Man City, and then there was Arsenal, and I think it was Tottenham. I think it was Pap Matesar or anyone. In तीनों का जितनी बार ये dribble pass हुए, इन तीनों का add करके was Casemiro, and then Casemiro में +2 करके it was Mount and the same Bruno. So our midfield was basically bypassed 30-35 times. But talking about Casemiro, how do you rate him and what's up there? Hadi bhai.
Yeah, so the stat you are saying basically, yeah, it's pretty terrible. But I would like to say that this is just the start of the season, and we've just had bad games. So rather than accounting for individual errors and individual problems, I would say it was a problem of team as a whole, and that's the reason why these three players are on that list. And same thing for Casemiro. I think he's playing in an unconventional position this season, this couple of few games at least. That is not what he's used to. Obviously, with the fullbacks inverting that much, well, basically fullback रहा ही नहीं भाई, वो तो number 10 ही बन गया भाई. Fullback कहाँ बजा? तो Casemiro has to cover. He's basically playing left back. He's playing right back. That's not what he's used to, right? He's not a pivot anymore. So, and also with our pressing, with our extensive pressing, midfield is going to open up like that when the press is not coordinated. So instead
Yeah.
of playing from behind the ball, Casemiro is now playing oftentimes ahead of the ball. And that's why we are getting countered a lot. He's playing on the wide sides, covering up for the full bags. So I think,
But
yeah,
he does look
and
leggy, doesn't he?
yeah, he
Apart
does
from
look
the
like,
system,
yeah.
he looks a bit rusty in his
Yeah,
movement and
see,
stuff.
everybody's pressing, and when the press is this intensive, it's going to show. He's an aged for in footballing terms. We have seen players go on to play until 40 years of age, and even some people have peaked beyond 30, 35, especially the top players of the world. But yeah, in this role, like, it's just legs are gonna show. So that's why I'm gonna say.
So
As
what
I
do you
said,
rate
also,
him? What
yeah,
do you rate him in today's game?
in today's game, I would rate him 6. There was nothing special about him.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, that's 6.
Fair
And
enough.
also, this was my last rating. Sorry, guys, I have to leave. So it was very good talking with you guys. I'll just complete my rating. So Ericsson, think was very very good. I will rate him a 7.5 because I've rated the other guy 7, and Ericsson was definitely better. Bruno 8. I would give very vital for this win. Rashford, I would give a 7.5. I don't think he was bad. Two
No,
chances
he
he
was.
created. Maybe you can debate this after I'm gone. He was involved in two goals, two crucial goals. And then Anthony again a 7, and Martial 5 man. Fuck that guy 5, very bad. This is from my
Right.
side, guys. Hope you have something to talk about now,
Off
especially
you go.
on the Martial and the
Off you
Rashford
go.
scene. Yeah, see
Off
you
you
guys.
go.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much, man.
Take
Thank
care,
you so
Ali
much.
bhai. Take care.
Yo,
Chalo
Right.
BCC.
Right. So coming back, yeah, Vishal bhai, क्या लग रहा है कैसेमीरो?
कैसेमीरो यार मुझे लग रहा है कि वो मतलब अपने खुद के शैडो में चला गया मतलब the
Yeah.
expectations that we have, right?
Hmm.
And see, again, it's the start of season, time for
Hmm.
improvement. Matches will
Yeah.
come, and where we'll see the Casemiro part.
How do you rate him?
I
How do
think
you rate him?
6.
6. Fair enough.
I would have
Mojo
rated him
sir.
7, but he missed a goal, easy goal.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mojo sir.
Look, Casemiro, I would give him a 7. As far as the reservations we guys are sharing about with regards to the way he's playing, the way he's slow into tackles, the way he's getting run over, I think it's to do with match fitness. A lot of our players are not there as yet,
Yeah.
so that could be one of the reasons. But then the reason why I give him 7 or 7.5 is because he got the crucial second goal, and it was one of those things. Like the commentators were saying, it was well worked out from the training ground. I don't know training ground पर उन्होंने practice करी थी नहीं करी थी, but then it was one of those things that they worked at, and he scored. He got the goal. So
Remember, he also played that Pogba kind of a ball just actually red card mila. Like he was the
uh,
one who gave that
right, right,
great
right.
aerial
So
delivery.
I would say 7.5, yeah, to Casemiro, yeah. But then like we guys are talking, it's going to take time for him to pick up the
Sure.
pieces, and I'm sure he'll come good. I'm sure. But then, having said that, he needs more cover. He
Hmm.
needs a player or two to come in to support him. You cannot expect Casemiro to last a season where we're going to be playing 50 games as the only CDM.
Yeah. Fair. Bruno, man of the match. Do we agree, or do we have any?
Yeah, you could say that. Look, when you're looking for a captain in a match where you're getting done, right?
Yeah.
You literally got done in the first 5 minutes. You could see Bruno lifting up the spirits, but clapping Delo or clapping Van Bissaka for their efforts on the crosses, etc. So you need a captain to just give the lift, and I can't imagine Maguire doing that. वो साला पीछे खड़ा हुआ तो 3 गोल और concede कर देते हम. So so
दोनों
in
वाली
that
शक्ल देके
respect,
खुद ही
yes.
खुला हो जाता है.
Huh. So in that respect, yeah, I would say Bruno as a man of the match primarily because I mean he ran the channels pretty well. Once we went a goal down, or rather 2 goals down, he was finding those pocket of spaces to keep the possession pretty well. He scored the penalty. He got the red card for the opposition,
Yeah.
and he created that. He got assist as well. So
Yeah.
so yeah, Bruno, yes. Bruno. So there it goes. Like ये जो Mount का सारा discussion चल रहा है. Now Bruno goes into the position that he's been playing for donkey's years for us. Rashford goes into the position that he's more effective upon, and the front looked a little more
Fluid.
capable of handling the attack as compared to what it was in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Bruno, the man of the match.
Fair enough. So, Vishal bhai, Anthony Martial, what are your thoughts? And then we'll go on to the two wingers.
रेट करना है इसको.
कर दो कितना कौन ज्यादा कम करेगा, लेट्स सी.
5 दे देते, इससे भी कम नहीं देंगे. 5 ठीक है इसके लिए.
All right. Mojo sir,
मतलब
what do you think?
वो भी इसीलिए 300 गेम्स खेल लिए, बहुत खेल लिए इसने मतलब.
300 is good,
The
sir.
thing with Martial is the same as Casemiro. He's not up to match fitness. But then even if somebody like Martial is on to match fitness, we've seen that he doesn't concentrate.
Yeah.
Return of 88 goals from 300 games as a Manchester United striker, it's poor return, and he doesn't concentrate through the games. Like I said in the about 10 minutes ago, that when Rashford or Sancho had the ball on the left wing or the right wing, or Anthony had it on the right wing, there was nobody in the box, and Martial was always on the 18-yard box. He had to be, for a number 9, he had to be in and around, hovering around the penalty area. That's where your so-called the Haalands and the Agueros of this world, the predators, the scoring predators of this world, move, do their business around. वो होता ही नहीं है वहाँ पे. And by the time he thinks, oh, मुझे भागना चाहिए था. Sorry, mate, the chance is gone. So I would give him a 5. But whether he and Hoyland can get that partnership going remains to be seen. I doubt it, but remains to be seen.
4-4-2 करके एकदम मार्शियल और ऑयलर if they run it back to Dwight and York. But no, so right, we come to the two wingers. We're going to talk sort of in more emphasis with respect to Rashford, because he looked Rashford again. And the magical thing about him today was कि I have been a big criticizer of him in terms of कि कब सीखेगा ये to get his head up and act as a winger. If he wants to play on the left wing, you better be a winger first and a striker, because if you have to play striker, भाई तू striker खेल फिर. But if you are requesting, you want to be on that left wing, तो winger खेल तू पहले. So that was the magical thing about him कि आज उसने सर उठाया कि so एंटनी ने आज अपना right foot use किया और Rashford ने अपना left foot use किया. Perfect. The wing play 101. Because every time a defender is, वो Rashford के cut back के लिए wait करता है, cut in के लिए wait करता है, और एंटनी के कट बैक के लिए वेट करता है. बट बोथ ऑफ देम ऑन टू ओकेजन्स दोनों ने अपना दूसरा बेयरफुट यूज किया, एंड टू ग्रेट एक्सटेंट. बिकॉज वो क्या करता है ना, इट्स नॉट जस्ट कि वो एक और ऑप्शन ऐड कर देता है, वो आपके स्ट्रॉन्ग फुट को भी ज्यादा घातक बना देता है. बिकॉज द नेक्स्ट टाइम डिफेंडर इज वंडरिंग मैं इत्थे जाऊं. सो इट प्लांट्स अ सीड ऑफ डाउट इन द डिफेंडर्स माइंड एज वेल. सो ग्रेट.
That's exactly what happened. If you go and look at the replay of both the goals, wherein Rashford crossed for Eriksen, and the goal where the penalty where Rashford won the penalty, is exactly what you're saying, Antriksh. A defender would normally presume that Rashford is going to cut inside and go back onto his right foot, and then the attack fizzles out. Lekin is bar dono bar he basically gave them a rope-a-dope, basically showing them that he's going to cut inside, but then took it on his left. And dono bar yehi hua tha that he went into the box having curled the ball with his left, and he won the penalty, and he actually made the cross with his left foot for Eriksen to get the first goal. So you're absolutely right that the confusion that creates for the defender कि oops अभी तक तो हम इसके यही वीडियो देखते आ रहे थे ट्रेनिंग में, ये कट बैक करेगा, ये तो लेफ्ट से भी जा रहा है. So yes, if these two, both Antony and Rashford, can develop that skill, then I think the defenders are in for a treat, and so are we.
Yeah. We remember the Bruno chance जिसमें Bruno ने back heel किया था and it just missed. So that was actually Antony again.
That's Antony crossing with his right feet, right leg.
Yeah. There you go. So what would you rate him, Vishal bhai? What both of them?
Anthony 8. I would have rated him 7.5, but because he used his right foot today, 8.
Okay, and Rashford?
8. Good at left wing always.
Yeah, he is. Mojo sir.
Anthony, I would give about a 6.5 to. Yeah, I would give about 6.5. Although he had a decent game, his match impacting role was not much. But whereas I compared that to Rashford, that cross for Eriksen was brilliant. He just left Aurier for the dead. And similarly, the penalty he won got us the 3 points. So in that respect, Rashford, I would say Rashford about 7.5. And Antony about 6.5.
Fair enough. And we have just... No, glory, Man United, right? Fair enough. Mad for Football comes in and says, but also Antony struggled to, well, of course, that's Antony, आप एक दिन एक कफ सिरप पिला के पूरा खांसी ठीक नहीं कर सकते. I mean, we're just happy he's starting to use his right foot. So
no, Antony's link-up play with Van Bissaka was very good, though. And that is something that is improving game on game. But like I said, I mean, the strike that he had, wherein the goalkeeper was literally at full stretch, otherwise that was going into the bottom corner. So, but there were moments, but then you always, when you're looking at player ratings, you're always looking at it from a point of view that what's been the impact of a player on a game. Antony was better than what he's usually been, but then the impacting players effectively were Dalot, Van Bissaka, Rashford, and Bruno. And then Eriksen had one of his very decent outings as well. I mean, he got the goal. He got the first goal.
It,
So Eriksen had a
it
very
was a pure Eriksen, you know, कि आपको Eriksen
yes.
limelight में नहीं दिखेगा. If he hadn't scored the goal, वो इतना limelight, but he just controls the tempo whenever he has the ball. Even in the
Right.
last 20 minutes while we were struggling, he was the only one जो मुझे दिख रहा था, you know, who was not looking to, like, now that you're settled in, keep the ball. He was looking here and there, passing it to the back, फिर वापस लेके, you know, guiding players here and there. Everyone was trying long balls even in the 91st minute and not having. So pure
I
Eriksen
think
performance.
जो अभी हम 10 मिनट पहले बात कर रहे थे ना, that after having scored the third goal and they were down to 10 men, we were not able to create much. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, somewhere I think this entire footballing world has gone absolute mad. 11 minutes of added on time. मतलब चुतिया गए हो क्या यार पीएल वालों, प्रीमियर लीग एफए? What is wrong with you, man? 11 freaking minutes. I mean, that is unheard of. And I mean, I'm right. I mean, I'm not that I'm right, but then I'm absolutely in sync with when Pep moans or when Eric Ten Hag complains that the players are going to be run to ground. There was a time when the season finished in May and it started in mid or late August, and footballers had a good 3 months off, right? Today, you look at footballers, साले throughout 9 months तो खेल ही रहे हैं. कभी वो कौन सी है वो यूरोपा नेशंस है, यूरोप नेशंस और व्हाटएवर, नेशंस लीग है, चैंपियंस लीग है, यूरोपा सॉरी यूएफए क्वालिफायर्स है, and then Euro qualifiers hai, and then by the time this is dusted, then World Cup qualifiers hai, then friendlies hai during off season. I mean, this off season players have basically had 5 to 6 weeks off.
Yeah.
This is cutting end, high end sport, and you're not letting your best athletes in the world who pull the crowds and the money, you're not letting them rest, and then you're saying that कि भाई हम 11 मिनट का extra time खिलाएंगे. ओ भाई 11 मिनट आए कहां से थे? Both the teams put together made 6 substitutes. 6 substitutes, 30 seconds each, adds up to 3 minutes. कैसेमेरो नीचे बैठ गया था, उनका एक प्लेयर नीचे बैठ गया था, एक दो और नीचे बैठ गए होंगे. That's 30 seconds, that adds up to 5 minutes. Where the hell did you get 6 more minutes from?
So basically, the rule, Mojo sir, what it has become now is कि एक digitized एक जो भी AI वगैरह use करके, so the moment, suppose एक throw in है, so the moment the ball goes out of throw in, stop हो जाएगी clock, and the moment it is thrown back in.
No, इस हिसाब से तो you're going to come a point you're going to be playing fucking 8-9 minutes in the first half and about 10 minutes in the second half.
Absolutely.
You cannot fucking run a football match like a stopwatch. You have to let the human element in. प्लेयर अगर इंजर्ड होता है, आपको ह्यूमन एलिमेंट उसमें रखना पड़ेगा यार. वो गिरेगा ग्राउंड पे, he's going to find a couple of seconds to get up and even get off the pitch. और ये सारे provisions पिछले साल भी थे. If you got injured on the ground, your physios will run up, they will give you a drink or two, they'll examine you and they'll take you off the pitch. So therefore that thing was there previously as well. It doesn't count to the fact you find 11 minutes. How the fuck did you find 11 minutes?
We played 108 minutes of football today, and if I'm adding that up correctly, it'll be at least 6-7 games extra in a nutshell in the whole season.
And you look at it at the final whistle, Nottingham Forest players were knackered and on the ground. I clearly noticed 6 or 7 of our players were knackered and on the ground.
Yes,
and imagine this kicking in, or imagine this affecting the players once Champions League, Carabao Cup and FA Cup are all running in sync. How the fuck are the players going to handle this?
So
I mean, this is madness. This has to stop. It can. अभी ठीक है, एक वर्ल्ड कप में फैसिनेशन के लिए हो गया वो भाई 7 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा टाइम. एक वर्ल्ड कप ने देख लिया.
That was the World Cup.
हाँ ठीक है,
छोटा सा कप था 1-1.5 महीने का.
तो देख लिया, खुश हो गए, very good. You cannot do that in league games. I mean, this is going to be disastrous. And when Pep Guardiola says it, and when Ten Hag says it, they're absolutely to the point. You're going to run the players to the ground. And Antariksh, I totally agree with you. If you're looking at 38 games and something like 10 or 15 minutes extra in each game, you're effectively looking at 5 more games played through the season. And this is just the Premier League I'm talking about. If they go and copy paste that rule in Carabao and in FA Cup, yes, you're looking at about 8 to 9 extra games. That's madness.
It is pure madness. I mean, they're just trying to drive out.
They will do it a 120 minutes game.
Yeah. Exactly.
इससे अच्छा तो there were rumor mills and there were suggestions going around about 2 years ago that the halves would be reduced to 40 minutes. Yeah, do that.
I mean, yeah.
I would rather have that 40 minutes a half than a 50 minutes ka half when you're running players to the ground. Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. And
रेफरीज का
ये
तो
हर
कुछ नहीं
sport में
करते
हो रहा है.
लेकिन
It's
प्लेयर्स
not
की
just
वाट
about
लगाते हैं.
football. Go on, Vishal.
रेफरीज पे तो कुछ नहीं करते बट प्लेयर्स की वाट लगाने में बैठे हुए हैं एफए तो.
वही एब्सोल्युटली वो तो है ही. मतलब हर स्पोर्ट में हो रहा है. It's not, they are just trying to
एंड दिस
eliminate
ईयर
the human
एंड
element
दिस
out of
ईयर
it.
and this year United players will be the number one spot for the suspended players because of 5 yellow cards or 10 yellow cards.
Yeah. There's this also, like we'll debate more about it when we come out
Yeah.
the next time. मतलब there's this shitty trend, कि time wasting. इन्हें आप time, मतलब तुम दे रहे हो 11 मिनट. Like Onana got a
ओनाना
yellow
को
card
किसने दिया
because
पता
there were
नहीं.
2
उस पे
balls on the
दूसरा बॉल
pitch.
था. एग्जैक्टली ओनाना को दूसरा बॉल था
So like,
पिच पे, उसको येलो कार्ड
you
दे
know
दी.
what? Kicking, actually
Exactly.
having a goal kick while the second ball is on the pitch is actually considered time wasting.
Exactly,
उसने
time
वो
wasting.
बचाने के लिए नहीं किया kick and he got a yellow card. And so like if
पता
you're
नहीं.
actually adding up last में तो करने दो ना time waste फिर.
Exactly.
उसका भी yellow card. It's like we
and
got
and
5
and then and then there's another call which absolutely जो आप दोनों बात कह रहे हो कि भाई अगर आपने टाइम वेस्टिंग का येलो कार्ड दे दिया तो then why the fuck are you adding that time, man? You've given me the
Exactly.
punishment for it.
दोनों काम हो रहे हैं. And उसका ceiling is just gone
ये
down.
तो
And आज
ये
का
तो साले
referee तो ऐसे
1990s में जो हमारे टीचर्स हुआ करते थे ना, साले होमवर्क करने पे भी हमें पिटाई मिलती थी. क्यों साले तुमने नीटली
वही
नहीं
I was
करा,
gonna say.
तुम्हारी
Yeah.
हैंडराइटिंग अच्छी नहीं है, तो इसलिए
Exactly.
थप्पड़ पड़ रहा है हमें. तो ये
I
वाला हाल हो
called
रहा है.
Exactly.
I called
Exactly.
it during the watch along. I said ये 1990 का प्रिंसिपल लग रहा है कि ये ले डंडा सबको, like in every 5
and
minutes.
it literally used to happen with a lot of us. I know a lot of my batchmates. साला होमवर्क करके टाइम पे भी लाए, फिर भी टीचर लताड़ पड़ रही है. क्यों? Your handwriting is not good. Oh भाई साहब. So it's just that. It's silly. 11 minutes was criminal.
It is. So with that, we are coming to the end of this post-match reaction. I would actually say a big 3 points, a big relief. 6 points, 3 games, 2 games, 2 points per game average, fair enough. 2 big games coming up, big 6 points on the line, and it would sort of shape up कि हमारा start actually कैसा हुआ, because after 5 games we won't care about the performances. हम देखेंगे वो points tally कहाँ पहुंची, and it's going to be Brighton and it's going to be Arsenal. Obviously Arsenal first. So that's going to be interesting at the Emirates, if I'm not wrong. They fucked up today as well. उनके भी पहले 2-3 मिनट आज अच्छे नहीं थे. अपने pre-season पिल्लों ने sort of messed with them as well. So that was good news for us.
What was Brighton playing today, or they're playing tomorrow, or they
I
played?
think they're playing tomorrow.
They're playing tomorrow. Oh no, they're playing right now, I guess, against West Ham. I think they're playing West Ham right now.
Right in West Ham.
Let's check. Are they? Let's check that out. But anyways, so yeah, as I was saying, they're losing 1-0 to West Ham.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
man.
Excellent.
Excellent.
So look, my thing is, I don't think. I mean, if Amrabat comes in before we play Arsenal, it'll be godsend. And Arsenal have shown the tendency. उनके भी वही हाल है ना यार. I mean, उनके भी players' fitness is the issue. उनके भी that sharpness in the game isn't there. I mean, look at City. City isn't looking that sharp either. So that is all to do with the long season that was there last year, and players haven't had the time to have enough of a rest and come back fresh. And with these 7-8 minutes extra times, it's going to spiral out. It's going to be one of those things which probably will be visited again very soon. Like during COVID, if you recall, the Premier League revisited the 3 substitutes rule and made it to 5. So it's going to be, and that happened during the middle of the season. It wasn't as if it happened during the close season. So extra time wala they will have to revisit. It's not going to be easy for players and managers.
They will. I think they will mid-season after the January thing. They will revisit it, and we just hope they just fuck it off for fuck's sake. But
and January तक तो we'll probably have Qatar. We'll have fucking 30 players in the team. तुम खिलाओ 15 मिनट खिलाओ extra time. कोई टेंशन नहीं है. हमारी टीम ठीक हो जाएगी.
Mojo sir seems pretty confident कि Glazers are going to fuck off, which is nice to see. Which is nice to see because मैं तो deflated हूँ in accordance to that. But yeah, so I'll just shout out a couple of you guys. Man United, Mad for Football, obviously the usual gang, Kushagra Bhai, Ojus Bhai. Thank you so much to everyone who joined in. Obviously, Vishal Bhai, Mojo sir, and Hadi Bhai. Thank you so much for taking out the time and actually talking to us. It's a pleasure as always. And as we say, We moved 6 पॉइंट 2 गेम्स. Keep supporting United. देखते हैं अगले हफ्ते क्या रैंट चलता है इस पूरे हफ्ते in the media, but let's see how we're eaten. From what angles are we eaten alive by the media? But till then, GGMU guys, and we'll speak to you guys in a bit.
Take care.
GGMU.